We are recording, so happy Wednesday. Tonight, it was a last minute decision to do it. You know, Emma's in the hospital, so let's keep her and the baby and Travis in our prayers. And in our thoughts and just send love. But I think she initially had tonight, so obviously she wasn't going to host it from the hospital. So I was like, it's fine, we'll do this. And I immediately messaged my girl Tisa, and I was like, I think we need fire. Can you do tonight's training with me? And she was like, yes. And then somebody else is going to hop on at the end too, which is a secret. But just know that we're bringing all the fire tonight, all the love, all the so when I initially messaged her, I was like, what do you want to talk about? Do you have anything on your heart? And then I wrote her right back and was like, I'm feeling like Godspeed, but move your feet. And she was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm feeling the same thing. So anyways, we talked back and forth, and then the other person too. So really, I wanted to talk tonight because I was going to talk about how bonus season was over, and then they were like, hey, hello, more bonuses. So whatever, let's talk about those bonuses. So just real quick, if you have never hit 4K or 12K, you should have a tracker in your back office now, and you are eligible for those bonuses, which is freaking amazing. And if you're not eligible, maybe you've hit those before, okay, you have a team that has not. So let's just run it regardless. So that's super exciting. And then, we have a rookie leaderboard and all of that in the back office now. But what I want to talk about, something was on my mind, and then my girl Shakira had said something in the chat today, and it just hit me, and I felt it went along with it. Ari, you're so loud. But she said, what is for you will not pass you. And I know we've all heard that before. We've seen all the quotes. We've seen all the things. But it's true. So maybe you've been in a season of maybe you were doing all the things. Maybe you still do all the things. Maybe you showed up like you were supposed to and you still do constantly and you haven't hit 4K. Maybe you've been in for 2 years and you've never hit 4K. And maybe God is just saying, like, you didn't hit it between January and April because you were going to hit it now. But even beyond these bonuses, just working this business and being able to help people the way that we do, product wise, health wise, business wise, financially wise, all of that is a bonus. And all of this is things that Shakira said to me, like in our chat today. And I was like, okay, let's run with it. So what I want to start with is trust the wait. I seen this today and it said, when nothing is certain, anything is possible. When nothing is certain, anything is possible. There's so much that is possible. There's so much on the line. $4,000 and $12,000 changes lives. Maybe that doesn't sound like a lot to you, but that would change somebody's life. That's a car. That's 2 cars. Like, you got to think about it. That's a lot of money. And that's on top of paychecks. That's on top of free products. All of these things is what you have your hands on. The company, the business, the products, all of it is gold. You have to trust the process. Yes, trust the process. So I want you all to think about it. And then Katie's story. If you all have followed along Katie's story, I don't care if you've been in 5 weeks, you have seen her story unfold. She just got her house, her dream home, her forever home. And she talks about it so much, how all these years led up to this. So that was the next thing. Sometimes it takes 5 years, 10 years, whatever, to get to the year that changes your life. So maybe this year is the year that changes your life. Maybe these past 4 or 5 months that you thought you were pushing for this bonus and you didn't hit it, those led up to these few months that's going to change your life. You just have to keep pushing. And I feel like someone needed to hear this tonight, because I feel like, I don't know, I told Katie today, I said, I feel like there's a season. This is a season of so many women feeling like and doing all the things, and you're just sitting here like, when is it going to pay off? When is it going to happen? Why am I doing all this and it's not changing anything? Why have I not went 4K? It's been 3 years. Why am I not going 12K? Why can't I get a team to stick around? I feel like this is a season where there are so many of you right now looking me in the eyes, and you're thinking, she's talking straight to me. I feel like I'm doing all the things. I'm showing up. I'm being consistent. And maybe it's behind the scenes. Maybe it's not even business related. Maybe you're just doing all the things for everybody in your life, your kids, your family, your whatever. You're just doing all the things, and you feel like it's not budging. Your life isn't changing. When is it your turn? And maybe you're not even like ungrateful, but when your friend goes 4K or this person promotes and does this, you're like, why not me? Like, truly, why not me, God? Why? And that's why where I got the title Godspeed, but you have to move your feet. Like, I want you to know that you have not come this far to only come this far. You haven't. You're here. And I know it sounds so cliche, and you get tired of leaders saying this. None of us have arrived, first of all. Even M has not arrived. When we say these things, it's because we know. We've seen, we've experienced, or we know what's next. Me promoting, anybody on here promoting it's not saying that you can't, it's only proof that you can. It's not, and I know we talk about this all the time. I don't know if y'all are into manifestation and all of that, or if you're a believer or whatever you are, but it's literally not written in the sky that says Krista can't go 80K. It's not written in the Bible that says Shakira can't go 40K. That's not a fact. What is a fact? What is a fact? Proven, right? Just like if you're a believer, you know what is in the Bible is fact. That's what you live by, right? So I want you all to realize that anything that you're telling yourself negatively or whatever, it's not a fact. You write your life. You show up daily and prove to yourself what you're capable of. There's nothing that anyone on here can do that you can't. Now, we preach living in your gifts and don't give up on the miracle, 5 minutes for the miracle. Amen. Yes. But like, I don't know. I feel like this is a season, like I want you all to take a deep freaking breath and realize you're right where you're supposed to be. If you haven't hit 4K, it's because you weren't meant to hit 4K yet. Whether your mindset hasn't, arrived at the destination yet or whatever, it's not your time yet. So keep it pushing. So does that mean like, and I want to use Jenna Hillier as an example. She's probably not even on here. She's in Mexico. She hit 80K, 2 days ago? The end of the month. Do you think that when she hit 80K, she was like, I can't believe I hit 80K and I didn't even get a bonus? Like, why did I do that? No. Like, okay, her paycheck just went up. She put the work in. Like, I know that she was so humbled, so relieved when that 80K tracker filled up. But do you think that she was upset because she didn't get a bonus with it? No. So do you think that when you're showing up, exactly, your business is a bonus, the bonus, that's what Shakira was talking about today. You're showing up every day for a reason. It's for that end goal. Nobody knows the timing. You can't come to me. Okay, say for instance, we're on a one-on-one. You can't come to me and you tell me you're doing all the things and your mindset is, I literally can't be like, okay, if you post 5 times a day, if you do your mindset work and then you show up and do this and this and this, you're going to go 4K by tomorrow. That's not facts. That's why you have to show up regardless and know that it's Godspeed. Whether you're a believer or not, you can go with that. It's Godspeed. There's not if there was a cheat sheet, do you not think that we would give it to you and say literally like, go do this and you're going to go 40K? Of course we want to build 40K leaders, right? So why would we keep secrets from you all? I want you all to realize like, this is not the giving up time. This is not the layback like, oh, well, I had a horrible year. I didn't hit a bonus. Let me just ride out the summertime. I'll come back and, in the fall. No, this is the time that you buckle down and you prove to yourself. Listen, I've had so much life happen these last few months. I feel like I've been tested more than I'm trying not to get emotional, so I'm not going into any of that tonight. But I've been tested in every single aspect of my life, in my brain, in my body, in everything. And all that I can do is get up every day and go harder or prove to myself that I'm capable. And I don't mean like go harder, like do more. I just mean prove to myself that I can get up and I can get out of bed. I can get up and I can take my capsules and I can answer some messages and I can take care of my kids and I can clean the house regardless of how I feel. We still have to get up and do these things, right? Nobody's coming in to save you. Nobody's coming to do it for you. So I just want you to know that if you wake up every day and you just do what you're supposed to do and what you're called to do, and you be you and run your business the way that you run your business, whether that's going live or living in your stories or whatever, it's gonna pay off. What is for you will not pass you. It's not gonna pass you. I promise there's nothing you can maybe you took a week off. Maybe you had the hardest week of your life and you got a divorce, or I don't know. Maybe you took a week off. Do you think that God was like, "Yep, never mind. She took a week off, so I was going to give her that 4K next week, but that's not going to happen. She's got to wait." What is for you is not going to pass you. You show up daily and make it happen. Regardless. You show up daily and you show yourself. I don't want to say show the world, because I don't mean literally prove to the world, but you show yourself and you show God that you can show up regardless. The only way to lose is to quit. Exactly. So I'm gonna quit. I'm all over the place. So I'm gonna quit speaking and let Leticia take over. Where's she at? Hold on, I gotta unmute you probably. Ask to unmute.
Hey, well, first off, I am a crier, so I apologize in advance because I've already shed some tears on here. But honestly, it's because just today has been filled with so much of that emotion. Like Krista said, when she messaged and asked, what we wanted to talk about. And as soon as she said that, I was like, it's so wild that you said that, because like she said, she's been going through some battles. I'm going through some battles as well. But I know that anytime you're in a season where there's friction, anytime you're in the middle of obstacles, it's because God is up to something. Like he's up to something incredible. And I'm sorry in advance because I know I'm gonna cry, but I just spent all day just praying and asking God, like, I know what you have for me is for me, God. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but let me be humble enough to get your word out, because I know what this business has done for me. Like, I know how this has literally changed my entire life in a whole year, guys. Like, I can't even, there's not even enough time on this live to even describe to you, but every single day I get to get up and I get to let people know that you can change your life, you can change your situation, you can change your circumstances, you can step into that worthiness. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I was able to become more than I was. I didn't feel like I could overcome obstacles. I earned that $4,000 bonus. And whenever I did, it came at a time that it was just on time, because I had decided that I was worthy, and I didn't even know it was going to be attached. But in my mind, I said, God, what you have for me is for me. And that's the thing. Whenever you truly, truly decide, when you truly realize your why, Lord, just give me the right words. I feel so everywhere. I'm sorry, guys. It's just been, because I know, like Krista said, there's somebody out there that needs to know. There's somebody that needs to know that it is possible, guys. Like, it's not easy. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do the things, but like she said, trust the process, because it is a process. I said yes in May of last year. It's been a year since I've been with this business, and so much life happened in that year, and my mind wasn't there. I should have went. I didn't go 4K because it wasn't my time. But whenever I said yes to me, when I said yes to God, to serving, to genuinely serving, to waking up every day, we get to help people live their best lives, y'all. Like, we get to help mamas get out of bed. Like she said, take those capsules. I remember a time when Black Labels and capsules were the only thing getting me out of bed, because I was in a very bad situation. And this business, being in this business, jumping on these Zooms, connecting with you women, sharing my story, being able to connect with people and share my story to where they know that they're not alone in it too. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just know what this has done. And we're called to let other people know that there's another way. So we can't think about when our blessings come in. We have to think about, why did we get here? If Krista didn't pursue me, if she didn't say, hey, you can do this business too, then I wouldn't have changed my life. God wouldn't have changed my life. I went to her because I needed energy. And we don't know what people need, but we need to share the options. We need to share the possibility, even if we don't see it for ourselves. When I was talking about the things I wanted to cross off my dream board and things that I wanted to accomplish, I didn't see any of that stuff, but I knew that it was possible. And I was sharing it with other people. And we have to continue to do the work. And that's why she said, move your feet. You have to move your feet even when you don't see it, because it is coming, because you were called here. We all press yes for a reason. I don't know if you believe in God, but I do. And I know that he calls us to everything for a certain purpose. So if you press yes, you were called to be here. You were called to be here to share your story. You were called to reach other people. You were called to bring them to this, to what we have, to these products, to this business, to this opportunity, to the light, to him, whatever. We don't know the ways that we're going to reach people. And that's what I love about what we do, is whether you make the biggest income in the world, whether you earn the free product credit, we're literally called to be servants, to be a light, to let others know that there is options out there. So to get to do that every single day before we even see anything is a blessing in itself. Like she said, that is the bonus. And I was praying and I'm like, God, I know that there's something on the way. Like, I know that there's a shift. I was getting discouraged, because whenever you do elevate, the enemy tries to get in your head. He tries to make you feel like, oh, don't get comfortable. Do you really deserve this? Is this really for you? And I'm at a place in life where there are different things happening. And I'm like, God, I don't know the direction. I don't know. And he just told me, Tisa, just look at everything you've been through. Look at where you've come. How can you not know that I'm going to do more? I don't, he doesn't have to tell me when it's going to happen. And that's the thing. He doesn't have to tell us when, like she said, there's no set time, but it's ours. It is ours because we're worthy of it. So if we already walk and act in it, it's going to come. And when it comes, it's going to be right on time. And it may be at a time when there is an incredible bonus attached, and it may not be. But that's because what's for you is for you. You may not get this bonus, but that's because something else might be attached that's even bigger. You don't know that, but just know, if nothing else, just trust the process, guys. Trust that you were placed here for a reason. You said yes for a reason, even if you're not all the way sure. If you're brand new and you don't have a clue what's going on, something still tugged on your heart to say yes, because you wanted more for your life and you decided you are worthy of more because you are worthy. So walk in that, trust that instinct, trust that yes, and move your feet. Because now that you said yes, now that you decided and you know that you're worthy, you've got to put some action to it. Faith without works is dead. For me, I knew that. I knew I wanted to change my situation. I knew I wanted to change my circumstances, but I couldn't sit around and keep talking about it. If you keep talking about what you want to do, I want to go 4K. I want to do more lives. I want to show up for myself more. I want to be consistent, but you're not doing it. Then how are you going to get it? So you have to act before you see the result. You have to embody it before you become it. That's really, I don't know. I feel like I'm everywhere. I hope it made sense. I'm a crier, like I said, but it's just because it's been on my heart so heavy. I know that there is so many people out there that need what we have. They need this community alone, the ability to change your circumstances, the ability to figure out who you are and walk in your worthiness and just step into that person that God called you to be. People need to know that that's out there and that's for them. They need to know. And I thank God every day that he called me to this place, because I'm a helper. I'm a lover. As y'all see, I cry. People tell me a story and I'm crying because I love hard and I genuinely want to see everyone do their best. So to get up and do this every single day is such a blessing. So if nothing else, guys, just think about that we get to do this. Everything else is just extra icing. So I don't know. I think that's all I have, Chris.
Okay, I think I'm the secret in the box. I feel like we're having Bible study / millionaire school, and it is my jam. I need to hang out with you in real life because we will be best friends. Man, this is good because there's a couple things I want to say, and I'm so glad bonuses came out. But the number one thing I want you guys to honor about this company is they don't roll the red carpet out for the top earners. Jason and Paul literally said, we do not honor the top income earners here, and you will not see them because we want new top income earners every year. And I love that they brought these out for 4Ks and 12Ks, because that should show you that 4Ks and 12Ks pave the path for this business. I do want to start my part of the Zoom off with scripture. I said this on the Work With Me Zoom, and I need to say this to you again. Comparison, right? We all know it's the thief of joy. That's not what I'm here to tell you. It tells us in Philippians that comparison, it says we fall trap to the enemy's plans. When we are comparing ourselves to other people, we are agreeing with the enemy, and we're telling ourselves that we are ill-equipped for the task. And I'm here to tell you that I am so incredibly normal. And if you can get out of your own damn way, you guys, I don't do anything extra. I don't have a certain amount of followers. I literally show up and serve as myself. I show up and I don't hide the struggle. I don't hide anything that I'm going through. There were seasons where I couldn't pay my bills and I couldn't shop like I used to, save like I used to. And I was open about that. And people got to see that debt-free journey. You can't, like, God can't bless who you pretend to be. God can't, like, you have to step into that vulnerability. So I do want to say this. I want you to fight for the vision. We're going to take out the word bonus and we're going to talk about a vision, because a bonus, it's an 8-month payout, and that's amazing. But can I be very honest about something? When I first got started in network marketing, I didn't think about an 8-month payout. I thought about the next 8 years. I thought about the next decade. And I'm going to tell you why I thought about that. I was in a room with a co-founder of a company, and what she said to me stuck with me still to this day. She looked me dead in my eye, because I asked, we got to ask her one question, and she said, residual income takes decades to build. That stuck with me, because I see people who come to me and they're so hyped and they're all in, and then 8 days later they stop posting, and I'm like, sis, this is a business. This is something that can pay your kids college tuition in 12 years from now. We have to get vision focused. We can't be like that mindset of, oh my gosh, I have to pay my bills this weekend, and you're constantly living in never enough, never enough. I want you to understand that it's like engineer work. What you're building is underground for a long time, and you get real frustrated, right? You get real frustrated because you feel like you're putting in all this work and you're seeing other people's buildings, but you don't realize that your building is in the making. And for years and years and years, when I say years, honey, I mean 5+ years. I would hop on these Zooms just like this in my little rental homes with my ugly ass countertops. I say that because your girl just bought her dream countertops. And I say that because I was a steward in every rental, hopping on these Zooms. And instead of comparing my $500 monthly paycheck to someone else's, oh, I can get a Denali, I can pay my mom's mortgage, I can take my kids to Disneyland. I couldn't even get my nails done. My mom had to paint my nails. I wasn't able to fathom oh, I want to buy my mom a car one day. I stewarded what I had. So in those seasons where I missed bonuses, I never fought for a tracker. I always fought for the smile on my kid's face when on their 5th birthday party, when I could buy everything and host it for my family. This is where vision plays a role. And yes, I'm going to talk to you about how I show up for my business, but I can't do that unless I talk to you about vision. Okay. I don't want you to think about your goals. I want you to think about emotion. Emotion evokes vision. Okay. Emotion. What is the feeling of relief when you have your first weekly comma check and you get that, what is it? A 500 payout, a 1,200 payout? What is the emotion of relief? What is the emotion of creating what you have prayed and showed up for? Okay. Carissa just preached and she told you that what is for you, it's for you. But I firmly believe if you live in fear, if you live in comparison, if you live in this self-sufficient, fleshly driven mindset, you're never going to get what is set for you. It's like this little thing on YouTube. I've talked about this before. Okay. Roll with it. It's Steve Harvey. If you used to ever watch the Steve Harvey show, and he talked about how it was this parable, and this man went to heaven. He died and he went to heaven. And this guy, it was Peter, and he took him to this room, and he was It was a room filled with boxes. It was a room filled with boxes. And he's like, what are all these boxes? And he's like, they were yours, but you never believed you could earn it. You never asked for it. You never prayed about it. You never prayed big, bold prayers. And this guy went up and he saw all these boxes of things that were for him. I don't know about you, sis, but I'm 30 and I'm not about to roll into the next decade and be like, oh, that girl from high school makes fun of network marketing. So I can't be my full self when I can't be bold about it. Newsflash, we're in one of the highest paid industries in the world. Okay. 2 out of every 10 millionaires is a network marketer. Network marketing it's the future of the business. It's the best kept secret in the business world. And some of us, because I used to be this way, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, ooh, I'm in sales. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in a purpose business. I feel like I can show someone how to make $500 a month. I have women on my team who saw $22,000 paychecks last month. And you're going to tell me that you are scared. You're embarrassed about that. Break the statistics. I'm not worried about statistics because, like, no offense, but I'm not here to be popular. This isn't high school. This isn't 6th grade. I don't care about double taps and likes. I care about falling asleep at night knowing I showed up for my business that day. I handled stress better that day. I loved my husband so hard today. I was a great parent to my kids today. And, even things didn't go my way or my business is slower, I'm going to steward what I have. Free products credit, I'm going to be grateful for that. I sold 3 samples this week. That's $75. Girl, that's how I paid my bills when I first got started. I had no money. Y'all think like I started at 0. And then guess what? For those of you who don't know this, since we're going to think, oh, Katie got in early and built to 200K and it was easy, I lost it after 6 months. I built to 200K and then lost it. Guess how long? You want to talk how long I lost my rank for? 18 months. Do you know how many people lose their rank and like 6 days later they're gone? Sis, this is entrepreneurship. This is not like, oh, I lost my rank. I guess I'm not made for this. You grow in the trenches. And I really think God had to look down and be like, girl, you can't inspire with your Beamer. You can't inspire with your Louis Vuitton. You got to inspire with grit and faith and loyalty. And when you can't run to money, you better run to purpose. You better run to me. And I stopped fitting into this box where I thought I had to be this boss babe. And I started stepping into this woman who was going to own her struggles, own the vulnerability. I literally tried to fit into a boss babe box that I wasn't meant to fit in. I was meant to push that box to the side and lead with faith. And to tell you, I'm not here because I'm a top and roll or anything. I'm here because I believed in myself. And I could never, ever, and I'm not saying this to like throw shade or be like shameful, I could never look my children in the eye and tell them I gave up because it was hard. I can't even have that conversation. I could never look my parents in the eye. Do you know how good it feels when my parents squeeze me and they're so proud of me. And they're like, just when your parents get to witness your perseverance, when your parents get to reap your benefits, when I got to squeeze my parents on Christmas and say, we're going to pick out your countertops, we're redoing your kitchen, you don't have to pay $1. That was worth showing up for. When people laughed at me, when I lost my rank for 18 months, when there were months in the beginning where I had to wait for my auto bonus to load to pay my car. I've been there. I know this is like my famous line, but I need you to feel this shit. Okay. I'm not even looking at my notes. I know what it's like to get negative alerts and I know what it's like to get 5-figure alerts. And I operated at grace and love and faith in both levels. Okay. I didn't think like, oh, I'm going to show up when it's easy. I'm going to show up when it's popping. I showed up when sometimes I was the only one showing up for my team. But guess what? I didn't care. There was a time like when people leave chats, I used to get so offended and I'd be like, oh, like, whatever. And now I'm like, she potentially just walked away from like taking her babies to Disneyland. That's how I view it. I genuinely get saddened for people who walk away because I'm like, dude, if she saw my paycheck last week, she would literally be breaking through a brick wall. Have you ever seen that picture of the man on the brick wall and he's about to give up and like right through the brick wall is your dream life? Isn't that worth fighting for? Like, we have to talk about the grit and the faith. Like, people who go to the championship, they train every single day just for one game. I'm willing to show up every day for at least 7 years to make $100,000 a year. Like, where can I do that at? Where can I be at home with my husband and with my kids and not have a boss to run to, a clock to check, and literally live in freedom? A lot of people make money, but they don't have time. A lot of people live comfortably, but they don't even see their kids, and they see their husband for 3 hours a day, and that's normal. You have to start accepting that you have an industry and something in your hands that's very different, very foreign to someone's brain cell who doesn't understand this industry. Your job is to not prove it. It's to lock arms with the people who get it, forget about the ones who don't. So the vision, who was that woman? That woman who's going to open. Can I tell you a funny story? I write down my goals. Okay. I write down my goals all the time. January, when bonuses came out, I wrote down that Tuesday, May 11th was going to be my biggest paycheck. I couldn't even earn a bonus. I already earned them. I wrote down that it was going to be my biggest bonus. And I even missed having 8 overrides for the 60%. I only had 7 for the 30. My paycheck that day was the biggest paycheck I ever received. It was $12,000. I called my husband and I said, what the hell? Like this, I wrote this down 5 months ago that I believed I was going to earn my biggest paycheck. And here's the thing, I showed up like it was already mine. But don't get it twisted, sister. When that said 200, I was just as a steward in that season of, oh, you know what? I'm only earning my free products credit and I don't even have an auto bonus yet, but I'm going to steward what I have. Hold on. This is what I want to end it on. You have to get mentally equipped. You have to step into that woman. She doesn't do more. She doesn't post more. She doesn't do more stories. She becomes more. She moves different. It's like when you're full of the Holy Spirit, like, girl, I don't look left. I don't look right. I'm not into comparison. I'm not into gossip. Like, I'm in my path and I'm running my race for myself. I'm not going to hop in someone else's race that I'm not meant to run. I'm not going to tone down that I'm a Christian woman and I'm deep in my Bible study and in my worship. Girl, do you see how many worship concerts I go to? But I'm not afraid to tone down that I'm a 6-figure mom. Because guess what? If only bad people in the world made a lot of money, we'd live in a really crappy world. When good spiritual women make a crap ton of money, kids get sponsored in Africa, nonprofits get built, grandparents get their bills paid for. I am not here for a damn purse. Like, yes, I got one and it's fresh, but that purse isn't my definition of success. It's literally this piece of paper right here for this child we sponsor in Thailand that my son gets to write a birthday letter to. This is winning. I need you to get out of the damn Instagram rat race. We're not meant to be popularity six. Like, can we exit that lane, please? You're meant to run your business with perfect purpose. I need you to move different, speak different, glow different, lead different. And I need you to have a motive check, okay? You're going to have lots to get to 4K. 3 things. You're going to have a lot of conversations. You're going to sell a lot of samples. And that's it. 2 things. Lots of samples, lots of conversations. But I need you to have a motive check about the bonus. Because I never worked for a little circle next to my face that's posted once. I worked for like decades of money. I'm not focused on like, oh, I've had bad weeks. But I never once said, oh, I guess this isn't for me. We are in sales, and sometimes it's a roller coaster. But what I want to build, just like it tells us in scripture, if a man's house is built upon the wrong things, it literally, what does it say in scripture? Like it blows like a wind or a raft in the wind or something. But a man's house that's built with integrity and love and my word and my blessing, it can weather any storm. And I am here to tell you, I lost my rank for 18 months. 18 months, and I am almost 75% on my way to Millionaires Club. If you do not give up, you are going to change so many lives. Your husband will get to reap so much. Your husband, who whatever he does, can you imagine just looking him in the eye and being like, yo, let's wipe out your 20K student loan debt. We got it in our savings. Let's knock it out. Fight for that life. Stop fighting for, oh, I got to pay my bills this Saturday. We need to break the broke mindset. I need you to step into the wealthy woman who's full of purpose, okay? I'm done.
Mic drop. We're done. Good night, y'all.